Morning guys, welcome back to Love 500, welcome back to the channel. Today just a quick update on a few bits and pieces. Got an update coming up about the Sport that I sold, the stolen recovered white Sport that I sold recently. That video is probably about 2 to 3 weeks old now. I was going to incorporate it with one of the other videos, but thought I'd stick it in with this one. As you haven't heard from me for a few days, I thought I'd do a couple of little updates. So we're going to that now, and then we'll have a couple of other bits afterwards. Morning. Welcome back to Love 500. Welcome back to the channel. Just a little brief update for you. Remember the stolen recovered Sport, the white Sport with a black roof? If you remember a couple of weeks or so ago, which was the day after I sold it, maybe 3 weeks ago now. The day after I sold it, I got a call from the buyer saying that it was pouring fuel everywhere, and I changed that the fuel breather pipe from the tank up to the filler neck. I got a message from her last night saying that there's some lights on the dash and not fuel cut off, stop start not available light is up, and she said that when that is up, it intermittently doesn't rev properly. So I'm on my way over there now. This is becoming a pain in the backside, this car. I'm on my way over there now, so I can sort it out. So that error, often the battery, but it had a new battery last year, of which I had the receipt for, which she's got, of course. So I think it's unlikely to be the battery unless she's left the lights on or something like that, run the battery down. But she didn't say that she couldn't start it. She just said that that's come up. So I know sometimes the battery's got enough power to start the car, but not to activate the stop start. So it is possible it's the battery. However, I think that's unlikely. The fact with the revving part of it as well, I'm hoping that it's a lambda sensor, because that would quite possibly do that. So I'm assuming it's going into limp mode, but intermittently, it seems, the limp mode part of it. So yeah, I'm hoping that's what it is. I mean, obviously I sold the car with a warranty, so if I can't sort it out, then she'll have to have a claim on the warranty and do that. I've got my laptop and my multi-ECU scan and the cables in the boot. I've also got socket set and lambda sensor remover as well, in case it is that. I've done a quick on the white one, the white pop that we're doing at the moment. I just did a quick plug-in on that one on the engine ECU and read the lambda sensors. They are 0.7 volts, or is it amps? No, I think it's volts. 0.7 anyway. And I know in the past when I've had dodgy lambda sensors, if you remember, I can't remember which car it was now, I had one where the top of the lambda sensor was bent right over, and that, obviously as soon as you plugged that in, it came up as being faulty. Don't recall it putting it into limp mode at all, but it certainly brought the light up, stop start unavailable, and normally fuel cut off as well, unavailable. We'll see when we get there, but hopefully I can sort it out. Multi-ECU scans should tell me what the problem is, should do. If I plug into the engine ECU like I've just done on the pop, it should hopefully tell me. So which way are we going? We're going this way. It's becoming a bit of a habit now, driving over this woman's house. I do hope this car's not going to become an issue. But these things happen. You know, it's not like I've sold the car with a fault. Oh, bloody hell, the suspension in this whole bath. Feels every little bump. Yes, it's not like I've sold the car with a timer that's fault's going to go in 3 weeks' time, but it was just unfortunate that the day after I sold it, well, the pipe had obviously already gone, but because she filled up with petrol, it came up it. But you know, that's one of those things. As is if it is something like this lambda sensor. If it's the top lambda sensor, I'll do it there, assuming I can get it undone, which you normally can, but I've had instances where it snapped off, so I don't want to go and do something like that. If it's the post cat one, I really need to get it home and get it up on ramps we'll see anyway. So next time you see this video will be the result of my visit. As I say, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can sort it, but we'll see. So see you back by the miracles of YouTube and time travel. I'll see you in a minute. So I just started it up. It's an intermittent problem. I just started it up and it's come up, it was fine, and then all of a sudden I'm just sitting here and it came up start stop not available, and we got the triangle, the stop start light and the engine light flashing. So I'm just booting up the computer, which is playing up. So yeah, so we'll come back in a minute. So we got cylinder 2 and cylinder 3 ignition failures. I wonder what that is. That could, according to this, it could still be the lambda sensor. So I'm hoping it is. I'm going to check the voltages of those now. So hopefully it's just that. So the lambda signal seems okay, 0.5, 0.4 volts. So they seem okay. So could be the coil pack. So I've switched the engine off, cleared the code, switched the engine back on, codes have gone, and then I'm doing the signal for the cats. And I don't know if it's supposed to vary like that. It seems strange that it's both of them. I'm thinking coil pack now. Yeah, see, it's varying. I'm not sure if it's meant to do that. Back again. So, I'm just leaving. Don't know if you can see it behind me. Can't see it. Can't quite see it behind me. Part behind me. I'm hoping I've sorted it. So, as you've seen, I've videoed some of those settings briefly on MES. And as far as I could see, actually I just want to cancel. I just want to check, make sure I've put everything in the boot. Stand by. Bear with me. Bear with. That horrible feeling I'd left something under the bonnet for a minute. Okay, so we're back. So yeah, so I videoed some of those settings in MES, which showed cylinder 1 and cylinder 3, I think it was. Cylinder 1, cylinder 2, I can't remember now, whichever ones it was. Also indicated that problem might be a problem. Oh me, how dare you burp on YouTube? Might be a problem with the lambda sensor as well. I cleared the errors. It did come up while I was sitting there, which I think I said to you on that video. Switched the ignition off, which is what she's done. She's switched the ignition off. It's gone into limp mode. She switched the ignition off, back on again. It was fine. So it's an intermittent problem. So what I did was I lifted the bonnet, looked at the lambda sensor, and what I noticed, although the lambda sensor voltages were okay, although they were fluctuating between sort of 0.2, 0.7 and so on, whereas from memory, when I tried it in the car at home, it was 0.7 and stuck there. What I noticed was that the cable from the lambda sensor to the plug, where it plugs into the engine management computer, the body engine computer, engine ECU, get it right, Paulie, was not clipped in properly. There's two clips that hold it in position, and neither of those clips were holding it, and the cable itself was resting on the exhaust manifold heat shield. Now that obviously, that exhaust manifold heat shield gets very hot. I know it's a heat shield, but it still gets bloody hot. So I'm thinking it's the heat is causing a problem, either degradation of the cable, confusing signals, something along those lines, which is causing an issue, throwing up an error. I I did ask her whether it was just when it was hot, and she said, well, yesterday she drove somewhere which was probably only half a mile away, but you know, by that time the engine's got relatively warm, and it's probably not up to full running temperature, but certainly, you know, hot enough to possibly cause that. I don't know whether, I'm assuming that was like that before, because that was obviously not a crash damaged car, that was a stolen recovered, apart from the fact that there was no front bumper on it. You know, I had no reason to oh, actually no, I did, I had the cam belt done, didn't I? Yeah, so that did come off, so that must have been not clipped on when the cam belt was done, thinking about it. So the chances are that it's been resting on that all the time she's been driving it for the last 3 weeks, plus probably the week that I was driving it. So for the last month, that cable's been sitting on there, probably degrading. I mean, it could be getting, the cable, what do you call it? You know, the cable sheathing, whatever you like to call it, could have degraded, or it's actually, you know, burnt and melted, and maybe cables were touching. Maybe that was causing it. It could have been something like that. So because of that, so what I've done, the long and the short of it is that I have put another one in, and I have secured it where it should be secured. Oh, the lights have changed now. So hopefully that's done it. I plugged it back in again. I ran it for about 5-10 minutes. Error didn't come back. So with a bit of luck, I really just had a rather attractive young blonde girl in a lime green 2013 Lounge have a good look at this car. I'd like to think she was looking at me, but she weren't. She was looking at the car. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, so I'm on my way back home now. So yeah, I've changed that, and fingers crossed. You know, I do sell the cars with warranties now, 3-month warranties. The only issue I can see with that is, I think reading the small print, the warranty is up to 6 years or 60,000 miles. We're all right within the miles. That one's done 57,000, but it's what year is it? I can't think. Is it a 13? So it's actually over 6 years old. So that might be an issue, which I never realised when I bought these things. When it's over that, I think what you do is you get reduced cost hourly rate. It's like £60 or something instead of whatever it would be. So I've said to her, if it goes again, I suggest you take it to the garage, ring up the people, the warranty people, and see where you stand with that. But yeah, hopefully that's done the trick. But as I say, we're on our way home now, so I'll speak to you later. So that was a white sport. That was, as I say, that was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've not heard back from her since, so I can only assume that it did the trick, which I'm pleased about, because I was starting to worry it was going to be something else, but I think it's obviously fine now. So yeah, so hopefully that's the last I've heard of that car. So as you know, the white pop, which is there, I had that bonnet with the curled up ends. It's not on, it's still got the curled up ends bonnet on, but I found a new one on Friday, a good one on Friday on eBay, so it's not even been dispatched yet. I probably won't get dispatched till tomorrow, I suppose, which is Monday. But I've got one now, so as soon as that comes up and get this one finished, and then get it MOT'd, and then that'll be done. The red one, I was hoping to get the red pop back on Wednesday this week. I haven't heard from the body shop, so hopefully I'll get back this week. So I'm just waiting for a phone call on that. Following this video, there's a very, very short snippet from Copart from last week, where I was not going to bid on this car, and you'll see why when you watch the video. But I'm going to go through a few more Copart bits as well and see what's available, and a bit of how to find cars as well. I've seen other people do these how to find cars, so I was just going to throw my 2 pence in on that as well, and a little bit of a chat about Copart, but we'll come to that in a minute. Have a look at this Copart video now on a car that was up this week for sale. Have a look, see what you think. I'm just filming this auction at Sandwich today. We've been talking about how stupid the prices are now. The third lot here is this 2014 light green pop, and as you can see there, the starting price sold before it's even started is £2,900. Absolutely crazy amount of money these cars are going for now. I've bought a lounge version of this for about 1,500 about a year or so ago. Higher mileage than that, but even so, 2,900. So we're gonna have a look and see.
Sold on approval.
See what it goes for. It's coming up now.
Your watch item is next on the block.
Let's see what it goes for. Obviously, I'm not bidding. 3 grand or 2,950. No more bids.
Sold.
2,950. It was a pure sale. Someone's paid. Well, once you had the fees on, talking about what, 3,100, 3,200, something like that. Absolute crazy money. If you remember the state this was in, I've rubbed it down, got rid of all the rough edges. So I was just going to replace this. I think I probably have got one, but I'm not sure whether I've got a matte black one or not. I might only have gloss ones for this side. I've got them for the other side, but I don't think for this side. So rather than buying them, I thought what I'd do is get some wrap. So I bought some vinyl wrap. I think it's 300mm by 1.5 meters, and it was like less than a tenner. Other people have used it and said it's really good stuff, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try and do it on those. Obviously I've got to do it both sides, and I've got to do it on these bits as well. So these, I'm not going to take these off to do it. I'm going to do it and then try and wrap it underneath to get a neat finish. This one I'll take off and actually cut it to size, because I don't think there's really, obviously it will go, if I do it to the edges, it will go underneath there and it will go underneath there, so those will look fine. These ones, I think you can probably tuck down. It depends how pliable it is. Obviously you do it warm, use a hairdryer on it to smooth it down. So that there's an element of tucking available, but I'm not sure how much, but I'm gonna give that a try. I will film it, but obviously I've never done it before, so don't take it as the best way of doing it or the right way of doing it, because I haven't got a clue. So I'm gonna watch a few YouTube videos on it myself before I attempt it. But hopefully it'll go according to plan. If I mess it up, then I've wasted 10 quid on the stuff. So I bought myself a little craft knife as well to go with it, which Amazon delivered, and I had to prove I was over 18 before we let go of it. What else have I got? I've got some panels for the wheel arch cover that I've got to put on now. They've come in the post now, so apart from the bonnet for this one, that's all I'm waiting for really. So we were talking about Copart earlier, and you saw that video of that auction, that going for £2,950 or whatever it was. As I said in that video, my sister-in-law's got that car at the moment, but I bought her, I think it was a Cat S, and it had, not sure, can't remember what the mileage was exactly. It was a lot higher than that mileage. It was maybe in around the 30,000-40,000, something like that. But I got that, I think, in completed price. Well, and that was a lounge, and it was a 15 plate. So it was a facelift one as well, whereas the one on Copart was a pop. Although it did have low mileage, it had the facelift seats and traction control, a couple of other bits and pieces as well, which the pre-15 ones don't have. And I think I paid, without looking back at my records, I think I paid about 1,500 quid for that. And I think the finished price was around the 2,000 quid mark, and that went for 2,950. Just crazy. I think when I looked yesterday, there were 42 Fiat 500s on Copart in the UK. So it's getting a little bit back to normal, but the prices are just going through the roof. I don't know if it's people like me putting stuff like this on Facebook, on YouTube that's doing it. But where the private individuals are buying more cars to do up for themselves now, or there's more people that are getting in doing what I'm doing, and what many other people are doing, where they're buying, you know, a few cars a year, repairing them and selling them on. You know, most of the money that I've made out of selling the cars, I've invested in tools and that sort of thing. But it's, yeah, I mean, it is a way of making a bit of money if you've got the time to do it and the places to do it, and preferably the tools and the knowledge, obviously, to do it. I'm self-taught. I've got no mechanical background whatsoever, which I'm sure becomes apparent when I'm doing some things. But, you know, I've plodded my way through it. I've worked out how to do a lot of stuff. Of course, now I'm sticking out YouTube videos like this. And people are all learning from me, I'm learning from other people. My painting skills have improved recently, after taking advice from Grant at Salvage Flippers, among others. He's recommended products to me, which I bought, and the painting on this one that I did, and on the red one, so much better than I've ever done before. I still haven't finished this one yet, but again, the weather's rubbish today, so I can't really do it. So yeah, I don't really know why. So during the height of the pandemic, you know, we were down to sort of 22 cars on Copart available countrywide, and they were going for massive money. You know, I bought this one for too much money. What was it, 1,600 odd quid once you've added all the fees, which is too much. I'm literally going to make, if I'm lucky, I'll make a couple of £100 on this one. That's it. It really is the limit of it. But it's content for the channel. I enjoy doing it, and you know, making a couple of £100's better than losing 200 quid. I have lost £700 on one car that I did early on, probably about a year or so into doing it. But you know, I've learned a lot since then, and I do get the cars cheaper now, even through Copart. I wasn't using Copart then, I was getting them from eBay and places like that. So yeah, so there's 42 cars on there at the moment. The ones that I'm watching are going for more money than it's worth my while buying them for. I'm not looking for one at the moment because I've got this one and the red one. But you know, as soon as I get the red one back, cam belt will be done, and then that'll be getting MOT, and that'll be up for sale. And this one won't be far behind it. This one may even get done before it, because I'm not doing the cam belt on this one. So then I'll be looking for another. If it carries on like this, I think I'm going to struggle to find one worth doing. With 42 cars on there at the moment, hopefully that will grow. And hopefully the prices will come down. I guess it's supply and demand. The less cars there are, the more they're going to go for. Don't really know what the reason is. But yeah, all we can do is plod on and do what we can. There are other places to get them, but because I only buy Fiat 500s, obviously they have less cars. Copart are the market leader, international company, market leader. So you're never gonna find anyone as good. And of course you have to pay to bid, and there's no point having a membership that I'm going to pay £50 or whatever it is, £50–60 somewhere, a car that I'm never going to buy one from because they don't have enough. Or they're too new. A lot of these other places, they tend to have newer cars, and the newer cars are more expensive, which is fine if you're doing it for yourself. But you know, I've got my market is around somewhere between £2,000 and £3,500, depending on age, mileage, spec level, and so on. Most of the cars I sell are around the 2,500 to 2,750 mark, which is what this one will be going for. And I know some of you have said you can buy a straight car for that. I'm not going to argue with you. Maybe you can. I haven't personally seen any straight cars for the sort of money that I sell my cars for. And I think that's too cheap for a straight car. Unless you're getting one with massive miles on it, like 90 odd thousand or plus, then I'm certainly not overpricing them, that's for sure. I feel in a lot of cases I'm underpricing them, and I don't sell them with any trouble. For probably the last 2 years, I've had absolutely no trouble selling cars whatsoever. In some instances, I've had people almost fighting over them. Which one was it? It was the White Sport, the one we've just been talking about. That one, I had 3 people that wanted that. I've got people that are messaging me saying, have you got this and have you got that? Have you got any cars for sale at the moment? And I've got a list of people. I've got one person in mind for the red pop. I've told them that they've got first refusal on it once it's done. They haven't seen it or anything, but I've described it, and they've got first refusal on it. Generally, it tends to be young girls, because obviously they're the ones who buy them. They're the ones who crash them. But yeah, I just don't have trouble selling them. So I think I'm pricing them at the right sort of price. I say I know some people sell them for less, but yeah, I don't have trouble selling them. I advertise them initially on a local Facebook group, and I'm well known on that Facebook group now. And sometimes someone says, is anyone selling a cheap second-hand car, or has anyone got a Fiat 500 for sale? And people tag me in it, because they know I sell them. And, you know, people that I've sold them to are on there, and they recommend me, which is great. I used to advertise one on eBay. I haven't had to advertise one on eBay for well over a year. I don't put them on Auto Trade. I don't like Auto Trader. Lots of tyre kickers, and then you get companies calling you up trying to advertise on their sites. So no, don't do Auto Trader at all. Or does Exchange and Mart even exist anymore? Don't like Gumtree. Yeah, wouldn't ever buy or sell anything on Gumtree. Don't like it at all. But eBay's a good way of doing it. But as I say, I haven't needed to because they're virtually selling themselves, and I do tend to have people queuing up for these cars as well. So for now, anyway, that's all for now. Again, thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. If you are a casual viewer, please hit the subscribe. Where are we? There. Please hit the subscribe button there, and over here will be the notification bell coming up now. Hit that bell to be told when we upload new videos. You'll get a little pop-up message or an email, depending on what your settings are, every time we upload a video. And once again, I want to thank people who have subscribed. Most people are not subscribers, they are casual viewers. It's up in the 79%, I think, of views are not subscribers. So I would urge you to subscribe. It obviously helps the channel, it helps me know exactly who we've got watching, which is always nice to know. If you've got any comments, as usual, please leave them. And I'll always answer comments that have obviously require an answer. I'll like the comment just to show that I've read it. So if there's a comment there that's not got a love or a like or whatever it is, that's because I haven't seen it. But as soon as I've seen it, I always mark them to show that I've seen it, or put a thumbs up and so on. So I do read all the comments. Obviously, this is a very, very small channel compared to some, so we don't get tens of thousands of comments. We get maybe a dozen at the most. So I will always read them and respond to them where they need to. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again shortly.